now. Okay, this evening we have the good opportunity through the technology of the Zoom to be together. But as we do this, we will use the traditions of our great great grandmothers and great great grandfathers, the way they have taught us, and that's the way we would conduct ourselves, the way they would, and just like a real good human beings. And so, to the opportunity knocks to all the youth, all the leaders that have been influencing the children, the young people, the people who have prayed, who are going to share their knowledge and give ideas to the youth of what kind of road they may journey into. And all of those people have been working and for the youth, for the tomorrow. So what we're going to do is follow the tradition of the Shoni people as it was given to us at the beginning of the world, and thankful to our grandmothers and grandfathers who never stopped practicing their tradition. And thankfully for that, we have learned it from them. And now we are the grandparents for the young, the grandchildren. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to bring our minds together, all of us, young, old, middle age, and little babies, everybody. It's in our family. And with one mind, we will fix our mind so that it's pure and good, and a good mind. And then what we will do is we will put many thank yous and many greetings and many love before us, multiple layers. And then we will pick up this big layers of thank you, greetings, and love, and we will throw it into the universe. Our Creator will catch it, will get it. We are saying thank you with love to our Creator for creating the world that we live in. And so we say to Creator, thank you, and that our love goes with it, and our mind is agreed. And the people said, told. And then it is also that our Creator said that He put the human beings on the earth, the men and the women. And He said that the men and the women carry a good mind every day and every night, and they will be kind to each other and to all their village people. And that's what He wanted us to do, is to be good to one another and caring. And so we, the people, were given the responsibility with song and dance and feasting to honor our Creator and all the sacred things that the Creator gave to us. And that's why all through the year, our leaders, our faith keepers, have spiritual ceremonies in order that we do that. And the youth must listen, they must watch how they dance, how they talk, and how they believe, so that when we are gone, the elder people, which won't be long, you, the youth, will be the next ones to do the singing, the dancing, the speeches, and the leading of our nation. So you, the youth, are the most valuable in the whole world. It's important to catch every word of the elders. And so with oneness of mind we just at this time, and many greetings and kindness and love to one another, those that are in Zoom land. Everybody, we say hello to you and send our kindest thoughts to you and hope you are all well. And so we give each other greetings and kindness, and our mind is agreed, and the people says to. And then it is also that our Creator, what He did is that He said the earth will be our mother. And He told our mother, the earth, that she will give birth to all living things, humans, animals, birds, vegetation, everything that lives. The earth will be our mother. And then He said, when she gives us birth, He told the Mother Earth, then she will nurse us, or she will produce from her garden many foods, sustenance called gilhikwa, sustenance. And that's where we get our energy and our power that we may live and grow to good human beings. And so our Mother, the Earth, has been following what the Creator told her since the beginning of time. And so our Mother never faltered, never got tired, or never abandoned us as her children. She has always been there to help us, to nourish us, and to support our feet as we walk upon her sacred body. And that we are so lucky that the Creator made such a good Mother Earth for us. And so we will gather now all our minds, and our minds will become one. And then we will put many thank yous and many greetings and many kindness ahead of us in a big pile. And you and I, the people, with our family, will pick up this big pile of thank you, greetings, and love, and we will gently give it to our Mother, the Earth. And we say, Mother Earth, thank you that you always support us and you help us to live. Mother Earth, you are the best mother, and we, your children, today say thank you with love, and our mind is agreed. And all the people said, Toll. And then what our Creator did is our Creator made the waters that's in the river and the creeks, the lakes, the ponds, and the oceans, and the underground streams. And when the Creator touched the water, the living spirit, he gave it a mission, a job to do. And he said to the waters, you will move in the creeks and the rivers and the oceans every day because you are living. And then as you go through the mountains and down the valleys, you pass where the Mohawks live and Cayugas and Ojibways and Crees and Dakotas and so on. And even the Italian and the English and the Russian. When you pass our towns and villages, he told the water, you will quench their thirst of all the. And so every day, we the people need to drink water, and we need to use water to prepare our food, and we need water to fix our medicine when we are sick, and we need the water to bathe us and to cleanse us so that we are healthy and strong. So the water never faltered from what the Creator told them at the beginning of the world. The water is still moving. The water is still going through the mountains and the valleys and passing our houses where we live. And every day, and that's the way the Creator made it. And so what we will do because of that is we will gather our minds until we become of one mind. And then we, in a spiritual, symbolic way, put many thank yous, many greetings, and much compassion in there. And then we pick up all together this big pile of thank you, greetings, and love, and we disperse it to the north, south, east, and west, so that every river, every creek, every spring, every lake will receive our thank you for the quenching of our thirst yesterday and today. And so to the waters of the world, we, your relatives, the humans, says thank you with love, and our mind is agreed. And the people said, Toll. And then it is also what our Creator did is He made the garden, and He gave us the corn, the beans, and the squash that we call them the three sisters, and all the other vegetables. That corn, beans, and squash is their leaders. And so last summer, everything we planted grew: watermelons, cantaloupes, strawberries, raspberries, corn, beans, potatoes, everything grew what we will need to survive the cold, long winter. And then we harvest it and we put it away, canning it, drying it, freezing it, so we will always have food for the future. And so, to the gardens that the Creator gave us, the corn, beans, and squash, I ask that we, all humans, become of one mind at this moment. And before us, in a spiritual way, we put many thank yous, greetings, and love before us. And then we pick this up jointly because we are one mind, and we give it to the corn, beans, and squash and all the things that grew in the gardens throughout the world that will feed all the people and all of life. And so we do that today, and our mind is agreed, and the people said, Oh. And then it is also that our Creator planted for us the berries. And of all the multitude of varieties of berries, the first one to blossom after the snow of winter is the strawberry. It is the shape of a heart, and it is called and referred to as the big medicine. And so after the strawberry blossoms and it is harvested, and the raspberry, and the blackberry, and the blueberry, and the goes on. Right until snow flies, we can still pick berries for the birds, the bears, and the people. And that's the way the Creator made it. That all his life that he made will be nourished and be fed. And so, because this past summer, all the berries bloomed, all the berries were sweet and so tasty, and harvested and put away, we are grateful. So we gather our mind now and we put many thank yous and greetings and kindness in a pile, and we jointly pick it up and throw it to all the berries that are dormant now, sleeping, getting ready for another cycle in the spring. And so to the berry world, their leader, the strawberry, with love we say thank you, and our mind is agreed. And all the people said to. And then it is also that the Creator, what he did is he made also the animals. We call them in the Mohawk Kundilyu and Kundawiniyu, Kundilyu, animals that are not domesticated. And then we also include the one we call Gatsenu, which means the domesticated animals that live with us in our homes or in the barn or next to where we live. And so to all of those animals, and the deer was chosen as the chief or the leader of all the animal world. And so those animals are still living, and we still depend on them to help us to live too. And there are many gifts that they give to us. And so what we will do again is our minds will become one. And before us, we will put many thank yous, many layers of greetings and love. And then we will disperse this big pile of thank you, greetings, and kindness to the four directions of the world so that every animal, the leader, their deer, will receive our thank you and our greetings and our kindness today. And our mind is agreed, and all the people said, "Oh." And then it is also that as he planted in the woods, what they call the forest or trees, and then of all the varieties of trees, he chose the one called maple tree, or in Mohawk language, we call wakta. That's how we call maple tree, sugar maple tree. And when the snow of winter melts away, then the first tree of the forest will be the maple tree, will begin to run its sap. He says to us, the Creator, we will take that sap from the maple tree, and it will be a medicine, a purifier to fix us, our life and our health. And then after that, we will take the sap and cook it, and it becomes a maple syrup to blend into our food, so it will taste real good and be healthy. And so after that, then after that, all the other trees become alive. Apple tree, cherry tree, plum tree, hickory tree, pecan nut, walnut, all kinds of food for the bears, the birds, and the humans, so that we will have food. And so the trees also, when it is cold winter, we gather the wood to kindle a fire in our homes so that our elders, our babies, our women will not be discomforted in freezing cold. And then also, every now and then, we light a sacred fire from the woods of the forest, and we offer the sacred tobacco to rise into the universe to carry the message of all his people that we send greetings and thank yous for the life he has given us. And so to the maple tree and all the trees of the world that make oxygen and the wind that we breathe every day, we say thank you with love to them today, and our mind is agreed. And the people said, "Oh." And then it is also, I like my grandmother used to say that the Creator wants us people every day when we live, every single day, to laugh from ear to ear. Our mouth will stretch in a smile and laughter. And every day, a minimum of 3 times per day. And our grandmother said, if we don't do that, sincerely smile and have joy 3 times each day, then we why we were born. No use, we are living. if we don't know happiness and joy. And so that's why Grandma said that the Creator made the birds of all kinds and put all kind of feathers on their body to be beautiful. And then he told them they will fly in the air where the humans walk. They will zoom past the level of our head. And every morning he gave them different songs to sing. And every morning they will face the east, and they will sing their beautiful songs that the Creator gave to them. And they will greet the sun and the miraculous new day. And when the bears and the deers and the humans hear them singing, then boredom and lonesomeness will not find a home in our body. And so, what a wonderful plan the Creator did. The birds are still flying. And of all the birds, He chose the eagle to be the chief or the leader of all the birds. And the eagle is still here. And the Mohawk, the Seneca, the Ojibwe, the Cree, all the nation in North America, when we have ceremonies and honor the Creator, we use an eagle feather in our hair, or in our hat to honor the Creator. And so to the birds of the world, the leader, the eagle, we send our thank you, our greetings for the songs they sang this morning and the joy they brought to this world. We say thank you to them, and our mind is agreed, and the people said, and then there is the four sacred winds that bring the changing of the seasons. So when Mother Earth becomes tired of giving birth and sustaining that birth, then the brother wind of the east and the north will bring a white blanket of snow and cover the Mother Earth so she can rest. That's called winter time. And when our Mother Earth has sufficiently rested, then the brother wind of the west and the south will come and gently remove the white blanket of snow, and Mother Earth's body will be covered wall to wall with green grass and flowers that bloom of every color and every shape and every good fragrance. And then little baby Mohawks are born, little baby Polish are born, little baby English are born, little baby Ojibways, little baby deers are born, and the renewal comes again. And so to the four sacred wind, they bring the changing of the season and the cycle of life. We say thank you to them, and our mind is agreed, and the people says, "Oh." And then it is also in the western sky, our Creator put over there what we call the grandfathers. We call it Itisotuguan, la Diwelas, our grandfathers, the thunderers. And the Creator told them that the people, we are the grandchildren, and the thunder will be our grandfather. As a good grandfather, they will periodically come to visit where we live in our villages. And when they come, they will announce themselves by roaring their thunder across the sky. And then we can prepare our thunder pipes to welcome them to our villages and welcome them, for they will renew the rivers and the waters for where we live. And they will water all the strawberry and raspberry gardens that we have, and our corn will grow, and watermelon, everything will grow. And so our thunder grandfathers always did their job, and everything grew, and there was life. And so we who are the grandchildren become now of one mind, and many thank yous and many greetings. We send it to our grandfather, the thunder, and we say thank you that you followed the Creator's plan and you help us and visit us, your grandchildren. And we say thank you with love, and our mind is agreed. And all the people said, Toll. And so that the Creator put two suns in the sky. One sun is called Chidawati Eneka Galakwa, means daytime sun, our older brother. And Creator told him he will shine the light so that the corn will grow. He will shine the light so that we can see as we journey every day upon the Mother Earth. He will shine the light so the earth will not turn into a big ice and we will all freeze it to death. That's why the sun shines, so that we can continue to live on this Mother Earth. And then he said, the sun will shine every day for you on the little babies, so they will grow into men and women, and our nations will live. And so ever since the beginning of time, the Creator, what He did when He made the sun, He did it perfect, and the sun is still shining. That's why ceremonies for the sun by the nations of North America. And so to our old brother son, we the younger brother and sister of one mind we are, send our thank you, our greetings and our love to the sun for shining and giving us this miraculous day again today. And now our mind is agreed to do that. And all the people said, "To." And then we have another sun. This time we call it Itisuta or Sontoneka Galakwa. And that means our grandmother, time's son. She's the one who was placed in charge of all the women of all the nations of the world. Doesn't matter black, red, white, yellow, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter rich or poor. And so the grandmother moon every 28 to 30 days makes a cycle. And then also she directs the life of our women so they can prepare their bodies to be the doorway for the birth of little human beings called our little tiny ones, our precious ones. And so our kids were born as we were born, and our grandchildren and our great grandchildren came because our grandmother still follows that cycle, allowing for the birth of all children. So to our grandmother who raises the oceans up and down every day with her great power, we the children, the grandchildren, are of one mind, and we send thank you, greetings, and love to our grandmother, the moon, for the arrival of all our children. So grandma with love in her mind, it's agreed, and the people said to. And then our Creator made the stars that's in the sky world. And our old people said that our older people can communicate with the stars, and they can tell you by looking at the stars, and the stars will tell them if the winter coming, it's going to be a lot of snow and cold or mild, or in the summer, when the summer comes, will the summer be kind of hot? And the stars will tell us way ahead of time so that we may prepare. He never left us on this earth without nothing to survive or to prepare for the future of tomorrow. And so the stars also will guide our young when they travel at night so that they can find where their village is in case the darkness befalls them. And so the stars also, our grandma said, is one of the most beautiful things you can ever see when the nighttime is full of how beautiful it is. And if nothing else we can remember as a human, the beauty of the stars we see is unexplainable, the great beauty. And that's enough reason that our mind shall come as one. And we put many thank you, greetings, and love, and we send it to all the stars in the universe. And we say thank you for the things that they do to help us live. And our mind is agreed. And all the people said, "To." And then at the beginning, when the world was new, the Creator commissioned four sacred spiritual sky dweller beings. We call it the four sacred beings. And they are invisible. They don't have a body or a face like you and I. They are like the wind. You can feel them when they're in your presence. They can touch you like the wind touches you, but you can't see them. And they are the ones that helps the Creator conduct and make the universe we live in is run properly and without catastrophe. And it is also when we, the humans, forget our teachings from our Creator and we become negligent. The Creator will send one of those to be born as a peace Messiah or a messenger, and he will help us to get back on the path of the teachings the Creator gave us in the beginning. And that's where we got our Thanksgiving from. That's where we got our clan system from. That's where we got and that's where we got our great law from. And everything that we have to give us an identity came from those four sacred beings from the Creator. And so we are lucky the way the Creator designed this universe. And so to those four sacred unseen forces who gave us all of these wonderful ceremonies and life, we say thank you with love to them, and our mind is agreed, and the people said, oh. And so now we come finally to the highest one. We get to the world called Kalnake, where our great-great-grandmother originally came from, in the sky world. And that is where our Creator dwells. And so now we say to our Creator that what the Creator did, He made us and He put us on this Mother Earth. He did a perfect job. There's nothing lacking. Everything we need is at our fingertips, but we are not to abuse the life that He made, the earth, the waters, the trees, or the air, or the wind, or the thunder. We're not to abuse. We're to live in harmony with them and kindness with them and gratefulness. And so to our Creator who gave us a perfect world, and He gave us all the ceremonies that will keep us in remembrance of those instructions. Our great Creator, on behalf of all our people, our youth, who need direction and wisdom so that they can be kind and honest human beings, our Creator, we send our greetings, our thank you, and our love to you so that you will help and protect, and your sacred beings will help us to live and survive for tomorrow and the next tomorrow. And with that, our Creator, we honor you by saying thank you with love, and our mind is agreed. And all the people said toll. And so now in a Reader's Digest form, I have condensed this opening for our youth and all the leaders, and nourishing them and guiding them and loving them, because the youth are our most precious that there ever is in the universe. And our old chief said in our old great law, the decisions that you and I make today must not jeopardize or hurt the seventh generation to be born. So whatever you do today, don't let it hurt tomorrow's kids. And so with that, I have opened up this gathering, and thank you very much. Yeah.
Yawa so much for that wonderful opening, Elder Tom. Next, I'm going to welcome Grandmother Renee for her opening ceremony words.
Yeah. And I'm so filled with love. I thank you, Tom. The language that you give us was so much of love, and I see that everyone is filled with it, and that is what our purpose in life is, and that is our first language. I remember my grandma saying our first language is of love, because when a baby is born, when a child is growing, you're always having that feeling inside you, that love that comes up. And so I am so grateful that we have been wrapped in love. We've been wrapped so that whatever we're going to do, and because right now we're in the challenging times, 3 days before the grandmother moon changes her face, what she's asking you right now is, because of love, she wants you to bring forth the waters, your sacred waters, those waters that need to help you to heal you. And everyone asks, they said, where's your sacred water? But the people have forgotten the sacred water is inside us. That sacred water that the Creator gave us our life, that was our first home. And so right now our water is just rocking us because it's filled with so much love. And the water knows the language of love. And that's why we do this. Whenever we're in that time of sadness, we kind of rock. And that's why the music is going to help us later on. This music that you're going to hear, you're going to feel that movement in your water, and that you need to celebrate life. And that's what the Creator gave us. He gave us ceremonies, and that is by extending our arms. You call them stretches. And this is what we would do. We would gather, we would pick, we would comb, and we were always doing ceremony to make ourselves well. And so when we move our feet, it is our spirit speaking to us. Give thanks, for you have been loved. You have been given everything you need. You have never been abandoned, just like Tom said. There's always someone watching us, and we have been blessed with such a big family. I'm never without my grandma. I'm never without my grandfather. I'm never without my eldest brother or my mother. That's pretty powerful. That's powerful. Can you imagine what the Creator had? He thought of so much love. That's why I said the first language is love. He never wanted us to feel abandoned because, you know, you're going to look out. They haven't left you. They're there. They're going to show. They're going to be consistent. They're going to always be there for you. Some days you're going to have it rough, but you know what? There's love in the air. The birds will sing, just like Tom said. The waters will flow. The fragrance of life will be there to fill you with lots of good memories. All these things is just like a little gift every moment you take that breath. You take that breath, and that breath brings that love into you. And how simple is that? Your eyes are to receive love. Your ears are to receive love. Your mouth is to receive love. And most of all, your hands, your feelings, everything of creation, just like Tom said. They're extending all that goodness and kindness out to you every day so that whatever you're going through, what all those challenges are, you know, they're going to be there for you. And we want you to remember. We want you to remember whenever you're going through those rough times, you know, your grandma, your grandpa, we've been through that. And if they're still standing, we want you to understand that, you know, we're going to be like those long, tall grass, and we're going to be flowing with lots of love. Even though there is dark days, we're going to come back to the brightness, just like what happened right now. There's times when it's going to go in and out because that's the energy of love. We always have to be, as they say, learning how to be grateful, never taking anything for granted. And so this is why we always are very blessed to be surrounded in love. So learn that language of love. Learn the language of love, because what it does, it builds up your immune system. It protects you from all the challenges that is out there. Because I know I've been challenged. Tom has been challenged. We've all been challenged. You know, that's what makes us resilient, because we got strong blood in us, because it was given to us by Creator and was given by the blessing of all creation. Each one of them was going like this, just like I had kissed all of you at some time or another. I have kissed your forehead. I have brushed your hair. It is just like the wind. It is just the power of love that is meant for each and every one of you. So I'm very grateful, because you know what? I was so excited for this day that we build a fire for this day. The fire within. We build a fire, a sacred fire for all the youth that are out there right now. We burned our tobacco, and there was 7 women. That would be your grandmothers, your aunties, your sisters. We stood together and we offered up our prayers for you today. And the wind came and it took it all to every one of you. No matter who you are, we sent that love and that kindness. And just like Tom, he completed it. He was like that big wind that came and just brought all our love and wrapped each one of you so tight so that whatever you're facing, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And we want you to remember, every time you hear a bird sing, every time you hear that wind touch you, you know, the wind likes to play with you and just musts up your hair. But, you know, it's just like a grandma. We like doing that, messing your hair up. And we like giving you that pat on the cheek. And we like to touch you once in a while and to say, oh, you're going to be okay. And that's what we say today. You'll be okay. Because we have sent our love to you, and we'll do that tomorrow and the rest of the time, because even the peacemaker, that's what he said, I will be a breath away from you. Isn't that beautiful? So anytime you are challenged, just go. What you did was you brought the peacemaker and all those ancestors into you to help you to deal with any situation in your life. And so with that, I say, I love you, and you take care. You are very special. Fire for all of us, and we thank you for being here tonight.
Nyawa so much, Grandmother Renee. That was absolutely beautiful. the breath of Creator, I'm just a breath away, has definitely stuck with me while listening. Next, everyone, we are going to welcome Grandmother Jackie Labonte for an opening ceremony message.
Segos kana goga digaya dakwas on cats ganike hage. I just looking at those challenges, I guess, when Grandmother Renee mentioned about the challenges that we all face. And I guess for me, one of those big challenges is this this Zoom world, this technology. It's not always friendly, I guess, but we try to work with it. And this is one of the, I think, most awesome ways of us being able to come together yet, even during these challenging times that we do have. And so I'm really grateful that we're able to come together like this. And although we might not be able to see everyone and to know who all is here, we are connected with that special energy. And just like that wind that they mentioned, that and then Grandmother Renee is on Six Nations. I'm assuming that it's where she lives, I know. And hopefully maybe that's where that fire was today. And so we did experience some stronger winds. And so we know that it would just take like minutes for those good energies and that medicine to reach us here where I am in Niagara, and even traveling around and further to touch everybody, bringing us all together. Like this technology that we have today can join us all together, and we can really know and feel the energy of everyone. And it is that big family, that big family that we make. And I know that I will know some of the folks that are coming together, and it, I guess, kind of shows even the transition of time, because not only is it maybe the young ones that are familiar, but it's more probably your parents and even your grandparents that I'm going to be more familiar with, but knowing these different ones in our circles. And so I'm going to be in a quiet room over this next couple of days. And so if you feel that need to pop in, or just want to sit and chat for a bit, or you need that quiet space, don't hesitate to go there, because I think sometimes we all need to take that breath. We need to step back and to be able to really ground ourselves. Okay? And so many things have already been mentioned that can help us. And when you're fanning that fire within yourself, you're taking pretty good care of yourself then. And we have a lot of things to help us, like our medicines, like our Elder Tom mentioned, our Oyankwa, our tobacco, our different medicines that we can use for prayer, that we can use for our teas, for everything. Eh? We have so many things within our reach. And it was also mentioned about our ancestors. And that's what I really remember, is that not only a breath away, but the thickness of a leaf. That's how far away our ancestors are. And so when we can feel and know that of their presence, then they're here to help us. They're here to guide us along. And so over the next few days, we're trusting that they're going to help guide us along, even as we journey together. And whatever comes our way, that we'll be able to be in a good place. And so I just want to thank and say hello to everybody that's going to be a part of the next few days. And so glad that you're joining this great opportunity of Opportunity Knocks, that sometimes we need to really kind of pay attention, that with those opportunities that come our way, and help our path, to clear our path, and do what we can to ensure that we're in a good place and we're in good company. And so I want to thank you all for being here for this time and for the days ahead, and look forward to all of this good energy to share. Yawa.
Yeah, so much, Grandmother Jackie Labonte. That was beautiful. We are sure truly blessed with our elder knowledge with this event. So nyawa so much to our Elder Tom, Grandmother Renee, Grandmother Jackie Labonte. I look forward to hearing more from you all over the event. Next, we are going to welcome Nikki Shauna, and she is going to share an opening song for us.
Ani Bojo Kinawea. I'm so happy and honored to be part of this event and talking about love and feeding that fire. Singing is, for me, one of those ways that I like to connect with that feeling of love and to feed the fire within myself as well. And so I'm going to sing a few songs to open this event. A drum style song and a Scanye style song. And I hope through these songs that you can feel that energy and support and encouragement as well. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the event. Chumigwech. Yeah, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, yeah, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, Nyawa.
Yeah, so much, Nikki. That was wonderful. Definitely had me up and moving to start our conference. Next, we have a message from our Executive Director, Jason Shauna.
Ani Buju, Jishkura Nene Dishikas, Migizin Dorum, Weekwem Kongan Dojaba, Odawa and Dao. On behalf of the NAPAM community, I would like to welcome all of you, the youth, our elders and knowledge keepers, Elder Tom, Grandmother Renee, Grandmother Jackie, Nikki, and also Jillian, who I consider both to be knowledge keepers in their own rights as well. To our presenters, our invited guests, our partners, welcome to Opportunity Knocks. This is one of our keystone or our key events throughout the year, and we're so happy that you're all here. For those of you who may not know a lot about NAPAM, I'm trying to do a little bit of a talk about who we are and what we're looking to offer you as youth in our communities. We are committed to providing you Indigenous employment and training supports to all the urban Indigenous youth throughout our catchment areas. That's from Kitchener-Waterloo down through Brantford, Hamilton, St. Catharines, Niagara Falls, Fort Erie, and every place in between. We're trying to make sure that we outreach to every youth that's out there that needs the supports and needs that, that guidance when it comes to their employment and training. We do have a dedicated team at NAPAM committed to providing culturally safe, culturally grounded programs and services to support you through your 4 hills of life. As you're navigating those 4 hills of life and transition through your different life stages, we're here to help support you as you continue to go and try and navigate employment, training, and your education as you go forward. We remain dedicated to being a community organization that provides you with the space of personal choice, of being able to identify choice and taking a chance on making a change that's right for you, what's right for your life circumstance, what's right for your context, and how do you do that? And that's what we're here to support you with. So one of the things that we like to talk about is Indigenous employment and supports. What is that? That goes beyond just the swinging a hammer or the technical skills required for employment. That means that NAPAM is dedicated to helping you develop holistically, helping you to develop the skills and the soft skills necessary, not only to engage with employment, training, and education in a meaningful way, but how to be successful, how to lead to prosperity, once again, that is defined by you in that time. By fanning this fire within, by helping you build those bundles, our NAPAM staff and our community is here to help you, to make sure that you are able to, once again, be as successful as you can be. As a person who grew up as an urban Indigenous youth myself, one who also did not necessarily identify with binary constructs within societies, one of the things we like to bring forward, and one of the things I bring forward, is this radical inclusion, talking about safety, to help you explore your identity, your beliefs, your values, and what it means to you as you move forward into your next stages of life after high school and as you pursue further education and employment. One of the things that I want to be able to do and make sure that you know is that not only are we here to help support you, but as a community, we believe in you. We believe in every single one of you and what you have to offer, not only to yourselves, but to our communities as well. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for giving your energy and who you are to this conference. We appreciate you. We love every single one of you. And that's one of the things that I think really is important in this conference already, is this concept of love, this concept of togetherness. And in Anishinaabe, we say Odanan, which means a place of many hearts. And that's how we say community. So enjoy this Odanan, this community, this place of many hearts over the next few days. I hope you have an opportunity to connect, participate in some great workshops and presentations, and find out about some great careers and opportunities that you have coming up forward. And once again, on behalf of NAPAM, our whole community, our board of directors, and everybody, welcome to Opportunity Knocks. Miigwech, thank you for being here. And I'm looking forward to connecting with all of you in the future. Miigwech.
All right, now so much for those opening words, Jason, and as well as all of our speakers for this opening ceremony. So welcome, youth. I'm actually very, very, very excited to be this year's Opportunity Knocks 2021 MC. My name is Jillian Isaacs. I'm of the Mohawk Nation, Turtle Clan. I've resided in Fort Erie my entire life, although my family roots reside in Six Nations. the Six Nations Reserve. So I'd like to also give everybody a warm welcome. We have great numbers on today. We had reached actually 100 youth gather on with us today. So round of applause for everybody that took the time to make sure they were prepared to come to today's event. We had wonderful words spoken again from our grandmother Renee, grandmother Jackie, and our elder Tom Porter. We had beautiful words from Jason, welcoming everybody to such a huge event. And one thing I'd like to shine light on is the flame, the fire behind us. This year's event theme is fanning the fire within. And I'm actually very thankful and humbled actually to be able to shine light on the gifts that are going to be brought to surface throughout the next 3 days from our youth, from our moms, our dads, our aunties, our uncles, our grandfathers. So I truly am thankful for that touching moment while we're able to gather our minds and our hearts together in a good way with good intentions, good mind, good words, strong, healthy hearts. So what does that fanning the fire within? How does that resonate with our youth today within the catchment areas involved in the NEPAM organization? I'm very excited to hear from you all throughout the next 3 days. Where your fire's roaring, how strong are your flames roaring through your hearts? Because as Indigenous people, we know that the love for who we are and the embracing, we truly are able to connect that fire with our teachings to the passion and the love and the appreciation to embrace who we are as Indigenous men, Indigenous women, Indigenous youth, all communities near and far. So I'm actually very stoked, and I'm super excited to get on with the event. I do want to say we are going to be reminded of time, everybody's time, everyone who's gathered here today. They had designated their personal time to be with us and to share who they are, where they're from. And I'll be able to share a lot of myself. So I'll be able to get to know you all throughout the next couple days. And I will keep myself short and sweet right now as we move forward. I wanted to be able to remind everybody in hopes that everyone was able to check out the pre-event page. I know I could not wait to log on and to begin to search through. What an amazing site. They really truly have this conference, this gathering, just laid right out on the web page. Everything should be easily accessible. It's planned right out. I'd like to thank Edge Factor for being able to be a part of such a wonderful event and make it a positive experience for everybody. Without further ado, I'm going to invite Larissa from Edge Factor, and she's going to walk us through how to exactly navigate. How do we navigate the Zoom? How do we navigate the speakers? And again, I'd like to say thank you to our first industry panelists for remaining patient with us. We're going to welcome Larissa. She's going to give us a quick run through, and we're going to carry on with our first industry panel, service industry panel. So thank you again. My name is Jillian Isaacs. I'm going to welcome Larissa.
Thanks so much, Jillian. Hello, everybody. Excited to be here. I'm going to be putting a couple of links right now into the live chat that you are welcome to click on. As Jillian mentioned, we have a pre-event experience. So many of you would have received this link upon your registration. And here is where you'll be able to access tons of media and content and profiles on companies and different schools. So you can go to the main Opportunity Knocks event link, which I just put in the live chat, and you can feel free to check out the pre-event experience. As I scroll down, this is a 3-day event. We've got Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this week. You can click on each of the days to join live and pre-recorded sessions. So for instance, right now we are in the opening ceremony. You can simply click to join. The service industry, which is starting momentarily, you would be able to simply click again on the click to join now, but we're actually going to stay in this same Zoom call. As I scroll down, next up, we've got the Moccasin project, session 1 of 3. You should have received your packages to build the baby moccasins. And so this will be starting at about 6:30, maybe 6:40, since we're running a little bit behind. So anytime you want to access a link, whether it be Zoom or whether it be a pre-recorded video, you can simply click on the link and it will open up again, either the live webinar or the pre-recorded video. As I go back to the home page, tomorrow, Friday, again, we're starting at 5 p.m. Click on the Friday day, and then same as what we did today, click to join right there on that feature banner. Thank you so much. If you want to check out the event agenda as well, you can click on this. It will open it up and you can see what's coming next. Thank you, and I'm going to hand it off now to Cynthia to start the service industry panel.
Ani bonjour, Cynthia Disnicaz, Minnow Day Minakwe. Good-hearted turtle woman is my spirit name, and I am a Red Wolf warrior. I come from the Curve Lakes First Nations community, and I have mixed heritage of Irish and English. And it's important for me to acknowledge all of me, because in the spirit world, we are all one. So what my role is with NAPAM is I am the youth navigator there, and I'm in the Brantford location. So to all you Brantford people out there, and everybody else as well, but if you're in the neighborhood, you can always connect with myself or Bernadette. So I just want to say welcome to all the participants. As you've heard, you are our light. You are our future. And it's important for us to offer to you as much information and knowledge to help you along that way as well, so that you can make informed choices. So that's really what this panel is going to be all about. So I want to say Chimigwech for all the panelists who are here today as well, because it's very important that they're here to share their knowledge. And as well as I want to say Chimigwech for Tom being here as well, our elder, because it's very important for all our elders to be here. So I'm going to turn around and so who the panelists are from Parks Canada, the Great Wolf Lodge, Brantford Flight Center, here, and Kanasa. And did I say that right, Carol?
It's Guyana Say.
Guyana Say. Thank you. See, it's always good to ask. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask each of you to turn around and give an introduction of yourselves, what it is that you do, where you work, and about the company that you work at. And I'm going to ask Luke to go first, if that's okay.
Alrighty, that's no problem. Thank you all so much for inviting me here. I'm really happy to be here, and what an amazing event you guys are hosting here. I am the chief flight instructor at the Brantford Flight Center, which means I'm responsible for all flight training that goes on inside our building. What we do is we provide flight training and ground school instruction for anyone wishing to become a pilot, whether that's just a private pilot looking to fly themselves and their family around, or right up onto commercial pilots who are looking to go on to work at an airline or any other type of job in aviation. That's kind of what I do in a nutshell and what my company does in a nutshell. I'm not sure if you guys want me to speak longer on that or pass it along to the next panelist.
Yeah, we'll just thank you so much for that, Luke. And next we will go on to Carol.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. I am the administrative team lead here at Guyana Say. I am from Six Nations. I was born and raised here, and I came back here after I graduated from university. So I've worked in the community for almost 30 years, which is, meanwhile, I feel like I'm 18 yet. But I've held a number of positions within this organization. Guyana Say is a division of Grand River Employment and Training, Inc. And this Guyana Say is we have a 55,000 square foot greenhouse, and we are involved in ecological restoration. Our mission is to restore the health and beauty of Mother Earth using science-based techniques and utilizing traditional ecological knowledge to offer a holistic approach to environmental stewardship.
Thank you, Carol. That was beautiful. Next, I'll go on to the Great Wolf Lodge with Natalie.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be a part of this tonight. So my name is Natalie. I am the recruitment and training manager at Great Wolf Lodge. So I have the opportunity to go out and find all of our applicants and recruit and train our new PAC members through the hiring process, the onboarding process, to be part of our log cabin here on the Niagara Parkway at our resort water park here.
Thank you, Natalie. And next I'll ask Robert, what I'm asking the panelists are to introduce yourself by your name, talk about the title that you do, like the job, and then a little bit about your company.
For sure. Hello, everyone. Bonjour. My name is Robert Saxton. Thank you very much for having me this evening. I'm the maintenance supervisor for Parks Canada Niagara National Historic Sites in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Among other things, I manage the team that looks after day-to-day tasks such as vehicle maintenance, building maintenance, grounds maintenance, as well as occupational health and safety, code compliance, that type of thing. I also have a hand in contracting and procurement below a certain dollar threshold. I help with smaller construction projects for sites within the Southwestern Ontario Field Unit. I also help where I can with the Historic Sites and Monuments Board. If you've ever seen one of those bronze and burgundy plaques, there's a small chance I may have put it there. As for the company, Parks Canada is an agency of the federal government responsible for the protection and maintenance of all national parks, national historic sites, and national marine conservation areas in Canada. The sites we take care of represent iconic examples of Canada's natural landscapes and our shared heritage. These sites are located across the country from coast to coast. In our region, we take care of Fort George and Fort Mississauga in Niagara-on-the-Lake, and HMCS Haida in Hamilton, as well as Woodside National Historic Site in Kitchener.
Thank you so much, Robert, for sharing. So I'm just going to notice that I see David there as well from OYAP. So David, could you just briefly introduce yourself and what OYAP is, just briefly, because you're going to talk more at the end.
Sure. My name is David Pope. I'm the OEAP coordinator for the Waterloo Region District School Board, and there are actually OEAP coordinators in every school board, and I'm just here to talk about pathways into apprenticeships. So as soon as, if you have any questions about apprenticeships and how to kind of get into them while you're still in high school, then I will do my best to answer any of your questions.
And thank you for that as well. So the next question that I'm going to turn around is, it's an overview of the industry, right? About the service industry. So I'm just going to turn around and maybe pick one or two people just to kind of try to keep the thing rolling. So I'm just going to turn around and say, what is the service industry? What does that mean to you? And I'm going to go with Natalie first.
For sure. So the service industry for us at Great Wolf Lodge is all about providing a unique guest experience, something that guests can come and stay with us and have the time where we are going to have a different product than they can find other places around here. Service industry at the lodge includes hospitality, customer service, entertainment. So we have all sorts of spectrums of the service industry here, basing our service on safety, quality, consistency, and fun. Those are our service standards at the lodge.
Thank you so much, Natalie, for sharing that. And Carol, would you be so kind to share about the service industry?
Okay, we largely service restoration projects, and the general public. Our greenhouse is open to the public usually from mid-May to just before Thanksgiving we close. And then we have our ecological restoration division, which is involved in tree planting, doing invasive species management. And a lot of that involves being able to conduct ourselves professionally with our customers and our clients. We appreciate getting feedback from them after their projects. We do some public outreach with organizations such as Carolina in Canada and the World Wildlife Fund, just to raise awareness of some of the factors of climate change impacting the earth, and just the need for tree planting activities. What else do we do here? We'd like to get involved in collaborative opportunities with our community. This past season, one of the things we did was we had a pollinator kit project where Carolina in Canada sponsored pollinator kits, and we partnered with various community agencies and organizations in the communities, and we distributed, I believe, 779 pollinator kits for people to plant in their backyards. So those are and we're involved with Forest Ontario, and we planted just over 6,000 trees this year as well. So those are the kind of things that we do.
That's wonderful. Thank you. I'm going to turn around and ask Luke. So the same question about the service industry, and what does that include?
Okay, so the service industry to us, I mean, the service we provide is ideally quality flight training for anyone who comes in our doors. And we do see quite a variety of people coming in from all around the world to do flight training at our school. We provide them with the skills, knowledge, and experience necessary to get a career in the aviation industry, or just to get a license to take their friends and family up, visit people coast to coast. That is what we specialize.
Thank you. And Robert, I'm going to let you answer the same question. I know I said I was only going to do one or two, but I think we've got enough time.
We've got time. We've got time. At Parks Canada, we have a wide variety of positions that we believe fall within the scope of the service industry insofar as they relate to interacting with those who visit us and all of our special places. And we're very passionate about ensuring the visitor experience is the best it can be for all of our guests, whether that's taking bookings for our authentics, or if it's preparing meals at some of our cafes and places where we have food. Everyone is always looking to put the guest experience first. For me, we have over 1,000 acres of grounds that we take care of. We like to make sure that visitors coming to the site really get the experience that they're looking for. And so we're out there every day. We have visitor services, individuals who are constantly looking to make sure the site is clean and tidy and neat and ready to be presented as you know, as wonderfully as it can be. We also work with, we've done some tourism work, and we're trying to really highlight the sites in Niagara and elsewhere.
Thank you. Okay, so sounds like everybody has really good initiatives that people could get involved in. So I'm going to want you to answer this question. What types of careers exist within your company? And I'll start with Natalie at Great Wolf.
Oh, there we go. There are a lot of career opportunities here at Great Wolf Lodge. We've got, entry level to senior roles, full-time, part-time. So that being said, with all the different aspects of the resort, starting from guest services, so customer service, front desk, retail sales. We have our food and beverage, so the front of house serving side. We have our back of house, so culinary, chefs, bakers, entertainment crew, our brand experience, our kids experience crew. So people that are, you know, doing story time and taking care of the kids experience and activities. To, I guess the biggest part too, lifeguards. Lifeguards are an important part of keeping everything rolling here at the lodge. So that's a great opportunity and career path that kids can start, you know, as young as 16 lifeguarding, and it can grow into a great career and that sort of thing. We also have, I guess, the administration side of things. So human resources that I'm a part of, our sales and marketing crew, finance. So there are a lot of different career paths that we offer in our resort here. Absolutely.
Wonderful. I'm going to go to Luke, and if you can answer the same question.
So we're a relatively small company. The many careers that we offer are geared towards pilots. We take on instructors all the time. It is one of the careers that most people jump from to go to a higher career in aviation, like an airline job. However, we also provide jobs for aerial patrols, not just instructors. And there are also some jobs on the ground as well. We take on co-op students year-round to do the ground handling of aircraft, marshalling aircraft in, fueling, and just general maintenance of the building as well. So we see lots of people coming into our doors for jobs like that as well.
Okay. Thank you. And next, I am going to go to Robert.
Absolutely. So this is an excellent one for us at Parks Canada, specifically in this region. We have human resources, which look after labor relations, compensation, benefits, employee rights, so on and so forth. We have a finance team that looks after budgets and forecasts and strategic planning for the future. We have site managers who look after hiring for interp staff and scheduling, make sure that special events run well. We've got the visitor experience team. Those are the individuals working on the front lines, meeting with the public, delivering programming to visitors, developing special programs and events, and interpreting our places and artifacts. With the visitor services team that handles things like ticket sales and reception and answering questions, as well as janitorial work. We have the external relations team, which handles public relations, communications, promotions, and our web and social media presence. They also look after strategic partnering. We have cultural resource management. Those are the individuals that look after our artifacts, classification, cataloging, and handling, as well as historical research. We've got law enforcement in the form of park wardens who police our sites and help to keep everyone safe. We have resource conservation staff that look after our ecological considerations. They study weather patterns and manage prescribed and controlled burns. They also focus on species at risk management by working to mitigate harm and limit damage to our plants and animals. We have the team that I'm on, the assets team that looks after buildings and grounds maintenance. We employ mechanics for our fleet vehicles and equipment. We also employ carpenters for construction and maintenance, as well as for some really interesting work on reproductions. There's also a project management stream that looks after larger capital projects, and that sometimes span years and millions of dollars.
Wonderful, thank you. Carol, can you answer that question? So what kind of careers exist within your organization?
We have multidisciplinary staff. Being part of a larger corporation, the corporation looks after human resources, finance, strategic planning. So within Guyana Say itself, we have an administrative team. We have our ecologist, a horticultural research technician, and our greenhouse staff. And our field crew their background is more construction related. The unique thing about Guyana Say is that we're actually involved in two different industries. We have the greenhouse being like the greenhouse industry for growing in plants, but ecological restoration really falls under the construction industry and follows the same guidelines as landscapers. So there's a lot of different opportunities for people with different backgrounds. Let's see, yeah. So like with the restoration workers, they come out of construction. We need heavy equipment operators like forestry, fisheries, wildlife, pesticide operators. We need maintenance staff for our building itself and the grounds. Guyana, along with the OSTTC Longhouse, which is right beside us, the two properties together is 20 acres that has to be taken care of seasonally. So we hire summer students typically from May until the end of August. So our staff, like right now there's 11 people here, but during the summer, our staff expands to anywhere from 22 to 23 people.
Wonderful, thank you. Okay, so you all sound like you have like great opportunities for our youth to be involved in and everything like that. But I also think that they'd like to really know about what inspired you to actually do what it is that you do, right? And so I'm just kind of wondering if you would be willing to share a little bit about why you chose the path that you did for your career. And also one of the things that you most enjoy about your role and what it is that you do. And I'm going to start with Luke, please.
Excellent question. So when I had finished high school, I really was not too sure exactly what I wanted to do. I took another year to kind of think it over. And I had gone for an introductory flight and thought, this is something I could do every day for the rest of my life and enjoy it. And that has turned out to be the case. I went to school for aviation shortly after that. And it's been a blast. So many really great experiences. And it's just a passion I can't really describe. It's just something you feel when you're up in the air. One of the great parts of my job, and now that I'm involved with flight training, is sharing that passion with anyone else who comes in our door and seeing them learn the skills necessary to succeed at this career. Just seeing the joy when we take someone for the first time is fantastic. Not only that, we've also trained instructors and hired them on board as well as students for different positions. So seeing their career take flight, so to say, as well is something very special.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go to Natalie from Great Wolf Lodge.
Okay, so I suppose I got into this career, it was almost going on 16 years now. At the time, I was living out in Whistler, BC, and I had the opportunity to work for a resort and property management company. During that time I was out there, I got to do housekeeping and front desk, to managing lodge and homeowner relations through the Vancouver 2010 Olympics, which was a phenomenal experience to see everybody from around the world traveling to the small village of Whistler as part of the Vancouver Olympics. Shortly after that, my now husband and I moved back to Niagara. We're both from St. Catharines originally. And being so close to Niagara Falls and the tourist attraction it is, it was natural for me to fall into, coming to work at a hotel, a resort here close to home. So it was really just, I think about where I grew up and the places that I've been able to visit and lucky enough to have the opportunities to be a part of that inspired me into the hospitality industry. So it's just been a natural progression. Started in guest services here at the lodge, and I was there for 8 years in guest services, and now lucky enough to move into the recruitment and HR side of things. So it's been wonderful, going on 11 years here at Great Wolf Lodge. So
wonderful. Thank
you for my story on the industry.
Wonderful. Yeah, and it sounds like, you got to do a lot of things in different places, so that's wonderful. Carol, could you please, again, what has inspired you to do the work that you're doing, and one of the things that you really enjoy about your job?
Okay. Well, basically, I work in a career field that I did not go to school for. My university degrees are in history, liberal arts, and historical research. And I find myself working in administration. Yeah. And it's basically, I came back to the community. There are not a lot of historian jobs available here. So I found myself working for a general contractor who I worked for 20 years. So I actually have a varied background. So my background is in contract administration, construction project management. We did primarily residential construction, but what I really enjoyed is I like meeting new people and being involved in projects over the years that have produced positive change in the community. Like when I first went to work for this general contractor, he was building the social services administration building in Ashwegan. So I kind of got thrown into that one, and then he gradually taught me about construction estimating and about project management. So that was a really unique experience because I basically started working in an industry where I had no background or experience. So I was really blessed to work with people who took the time to mentor and teach me various aspects of that job. And it gave me a lot of transferable skills that I've been able to carry forward with me throughout my career.
Thank you, Carol. Yeah, I was going to say that you have so much diversity within your career that, yeah, there's probably a lot of transferable skills, which is something that we're going to try to talk about as well. So, but you've really shown a great example of that. Robert, can you answer that question as well?
Yeah, of course. So straight out of high school, I entered Brock University where I studied English literature, I think because I was good at it in high school. Unfortunately, after 4 years or so, I didn't feel that I was any closer to finding my path. So I decided to move away from academia. Fortunately, after that, I fell into a role at a local woodworking company where I saw an opportunity to add value in a meaningful way. And over the course of about 8 years, I went from working on the shop floor to working in the field to being sole proprietor of my own installation company. And after that time, I moved into a management role at one of the larger woodworking companies in the area, where I focused on alleviating pressures in the scheduling department by streamlining our supply chain logistics. In 2016, a friend brought to my attention a job posting for the government from the government website, and the poster looked like it was tailor-made for me. It was a maintenance position that required a mix of school as well as practical experience. It required strong time management skills, ability to problem solve, capacity to work independently, as well as maintaining relationships with team members around me. It required strong communication skills, and some of the things that I picked up in university that I was unable to apply to that field. I satisfied all of the requirements and I got the job. And honestly, I think working for Parks Canada allows me to be creative, allows me to be hands-on and to see concrete results in a way that feels bigger than just, construction, where we're always trying to move on to the next project, I think Parks Canada gives me an opportunity to share things with visitors, and it's been incredibly gratifying.
Wonderful. Thank you all for sharing that. I'm going to ask, I'm going to skip one, and I hope that people are going to be okay with that. Not talking about the tools. I really want to talk about the transferable skills, because I think that's a really valuable thing for our youth to be able to hear about. So I'm going to start with Luke. And what do you think some of your transferable skills would be, like communication, teamwork? Do you have any that you'd like to share?
Absolutely. A lot of the skills, like I said, are geared towards pilots. However, the skill set that you gain towards a pilot's license are numerous in number. Communication, you're always going to be talking with somebody up in the air, whether it be air traffic control or somebody on the ground. You'll learn to be an amateur meteorologist, learning how to read weather and interpret weather charts, a navigator as well, and along with the hands and feet skills that you would develop in the actual airplane. Heavily focused on math and science, physics as well. Not that you need to be an expert, but you got to get a little bit of skills in each one of these departments, and it builds you into a very solid pilot.
Wonderful. And you've got one of your tools right behind you. And next I'll go on to Natalie, please.
For sure. I think our transferable skills are maybe a little bit more broad than learning how to fly a plane. But we sort of base our jobs here on being hospitality professionals, and an overview of our REACT standards, which is RIACT. So respect, integrity, accountability, competence, and teamwork. Those are huge aspects, you know, for our PAC members to have here at the lodge. So it's not anything specific, like flying a plane, but you know, a broad overview of that. And underneath that, I think as hospitality professionals, being that we have our 5 Ps, being positive, being present, poised, prepared, and passionate. I think having passion for what you do is most important.
Thank you, Natalie. So I will go to Carol next. So what are some of the transferable skills? Like you talked about lots, but maybe if you could just highlight a few others.
2 of the most important ones you need are to have a positive attitude and that you are willing to learn. Because in every new job, you will learn something new, and you have to be open to that experience. And if you're willing to be part of a team, that's all the more benefit.
Thank you. And so, Robert, I will ask you the same question.
Absolutely. So when I'm looking at staff, looking to hire, I'm always looking for people with attention to detail, strong problem-solving skills, and creativity. I think creativity is a very, very important transferable skill. It's something, working in assets at a National Historic Site, for example, one must keep an open mind. It's not easy to make an emergency exit door, you know, look like it's from 1812, but function like it's from 2021. So I look for people who can see a path from the problem to the objective, and folks who view challenges as opportunities. Other asset skills I look for in individuals, people who enjoy working in teams, people who enjoy team settings, but could also be relied upon to work independently. Some of the work that we do wouldn't be safe for only 1 or 2 people. And so that's, you know, we need to come together in a team where you can rely on and trust your teammates, but also other jobs would feel crowded if it was more than 1 or 2 people. And those are times we need to see self-starters, people with strong time management skills, so on and so forth. I think characteristics that are sought across government, strong ethics are very, very important. Understanding and doing the right thing, having high integrity, dependability, approachability, reliability, tact, discretion, honesty. These things all build an ideal public servant, I think.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's wonderful. And it's very obvious to me that all of you have a passion for what it is that you're doing. You've got great communication skills, like you're sharing about what it is that you do and why you like to do what it is that you do. Actually, maybe why you have that passion for what it is that you do and your journey to get there. I also think, yeah, you're doing a great, being great team players as well within this panel discussion and giving each other ample time to share. So I just want to say thank you, because we're doing really good for the time. So thank you everyone for keeping it brief. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to invite Dave to start to share a little bit about OYAP and your role there.
Sure. So OEAP stands for Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program. And it is something that's available in every high school in Ontario. So it's not like just certain schools have it or anything. So we promote apprenticeships. And so when most people think about apprenticeships, they might think about electrician, plumber, roofer, automotive service technician, something like that. But there's actually 144 apprenticeable trades in Ontario. So 35 of those are actually in the service sector. So some examples are chef, baker, hairstylist, horticulture technician, arborist, IT hardware technician, child and youth worker. There's a whole bunch of them. So it's there's actually 4 sectors, so service being one of them. But again, most people tend to think about the construction or industrial sector. But again, there's a lot more to it. So I can put in the chat. So there's a link to the OEAP website, so the provincial website, as well as a trades poster, which lists the 144 skilled trades. So you can see all the apprenticeable trades in Ontario. So the other thing I'll bring up is a bunch of the panelists here mentioned co-op, and that they take co-op students. And that's one of the big keys in kind of linking that the learning that you're doing in school with actually doing or trying. So in grade 9 and 10, you can take tech courses to gain hands-on experiences. So lots of schools will have maybe a hospitality program, or they might have like a comm tech program where, again, you can learn about graphic design and things of that nature, which would help you in some of these different industries. Even construction, for example, is learning how to work with different materials is great to gain hands-on experience. Some schools even have a hairstylist program. So it really depends on which school you happen to be in. And then in grade 11 and 12, you can take co-op. So co-op is kind of the best course you can take in trying a career before you buy a career. So in high school, you can take co-op in grade 11 or 12. And when you work with your co-op teacher, you express an interest as to what career you think you want to try. And your co-op teacher will find a local community partner that's willing to take a co-op student, just like the fine folks here. And they bring you to their company, they work with you, and you actually get to try a career and see if you like it. Sometimes there's careers that you think sound amazing and it's awesome and you totally want to do it, and then you try it and you think it's probably the worst thing ever and you never ever want to do it again. Or you find it's your real passion, but it's nice to be able to at least try it. And the other nice thing with co-op is if it turns out not to be your passion, you can try a different career. You can switch from one to another and try a different one. So signing up for co-op is just signing up for any other course, is you just do your course selection and you can choose co-op. So where OEAP comes into it is if you're in co-op and the career you choose happens to be one of the 144 apprenticeable trades, then you get an OEAP form, which makes you a participant in the program. So there are some trades in Ontario that are restricted trades, and these trades, a restricted trade means that you can't do it unless you're in an apprenticeship, or again, you have completed your apprenticeship and you're a journey person. So OEAP is the only exception to that. So if you wanted to be, for example, a cook is a restricted trade. So you can't be a cook unless you've actually done your apprenticeship for it. So that is one of those, again, you can be an OEAP student and actually work as a cook, try it out as a co-op student, and OEAP allows you to do that. There's other pathway programs that also will assist you along this path. So OEAP is one of them. There are dual credits where all high schools partner with their local colleges, and you can actually take some courses, specialty courses at your local college, and you're earning high school credits at the same time as college credits. And then a lot of schools also have specialist high skilled major programs, or SHSMs, and they're sector specific programs where you can focus on a specific sector and you actually get a red seal on your diploma when you graduate. And there's a whole bunch of extra accreditations you can take during your grade 11 and 12 school year to get that red seal on your diploma that shows you've specialized. It's a lot.
Wonderful. It is a lot. Yes. Yeah. And I do remember the first time that I heard that there was over 100 skilled trades and apprenticeships. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, there really are. So, and definitely in some of the different areas that you really don't think about, right? Like the hairdressing, like I didn't think of that as an apprenticeship trade. So
I wouldn't go for that one, just so you know.
So what I want to do now, we have time to have a few questions from the youth. I have some wonderful people behind me that are actually, there's Jillian, who's keeping track of those questions. So do we have time?
We do. We have a couple different questions. We have a few minutes to answer the couple questions that we do have in. This first question is from Johnny Bona, and it's for Great Wolf Lodge. What is the youngest you will hire at Great Wolf Lodge? Also, what is the youngest you'll hire for kitchen work?
That's a good question. So to work in Ontario, you have to be 14 years of age. So overall for entry, it's 14. Some positions require a different age. So to lifeguard in Ontario, you have to be 16. To serve alcohol, you have to be 18. So those are a couple limitations. But for the kitchen, I mean, we've got students that are in there that are aqua chefs. So those are our dishwashers. So it's a great entry into culinary to get your foot in the door, seeing how a kitchen works. So from there, you know, it's not really an age thing, more about experience and getting in to the back of house side of things.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for that.
Good question.
We also have another question from Johnny Bona, and this one is Luke. This one's for Luke. What is the youngest age for a pilot license?
Okay, so the youngest you have to be to hold an actual pilot's license is 17 years old. However, you can start training as young as 14. Training does tend to take a little while. And you can also have what's called a recreational permit, which you can be 16 years old to have. The thing is, you would have to upgrade later eventually to a pilot's license if you wanted to add additional ratings, such as flying at night or flying in clouds or getting a commercial license.
Wow, great. You know, what's really intriguing to my mind is it's a great message for our youth to know, you know, their mindset is, well, how old do you have to be, right? And the answers that we're getting is not so much your age, but where's your passion? You know, where does your passion and your interest gravitate towards? And that's a great answer for our youth. Luke, we have one more question for you. What would you say to someone who's interested in being a pilot, but feels they might not be smart enough to do all the training? What would be your response for that youth?
That's a really good question as well. A pilot's license can seem really intimidating, and it is a lot of work in the long run. You do have to have that passion, that drive to follow up with it. It's very easy to feel like you wouldn't be smart enough or skilled enough to be able to do that, but we do work one-on-one with our students and take our time to answer any questions they have on the ground or in the air. My advice to anyone starting out with the pilot's license would be to study hard, of course, but also to ask lots and lots of questions when you don't understand something, because we don't mind taking that extra time to maybe explain it in a different way that makes a little bit more sense to you.
Great. We have actually a lot of interest in the pilot license. We have one more question, and this will be the last question of tonight. Luke, roughly how many hours are put in to get a pilot license?
Also a very good question. So that one tends to change a little bit from student to student. Found that some people learn in different ways. The minimum amount of hours that are required to have a pilot's license is 45 hours of a mix of dual flight time and also solo flight time. We've seen people do it in that a minimum amount of time when they are very driven and passionate and study hard. We've also seen people take a little bit longer if they need to practice a few extra skills that haven't quite developed yet.
Thank you. So I just want to turn around and take this moment to say Jimmy Gretsch to all of you, and that's big thank you, panelists, for being here and sharing your passion and the work that you do. It's just amazing to hear everything that you're doing. And I think that our youth have a lot of good knowledge to be able to you know, start considering. And it's always nice to have these things to start considering about where it is that I want to go. And I liked the fact that it was like so many different varieties of opportunities for them to learn about. So I just want to say Chimigwedge again for all of you being here and sharing. But I also want to say Chimigwedge to the youth for your patience and being able to be part of this journey. I know that we all want to do get into the moccasins and stuff like that. So, so you've done great, and that shows a really good integrity to have that patience. So, Chimigwedge for that. And I guess Larissa's or Jillian's going to do something now.
Thank you. Thank you, Cynthia. All right, great. Wow, what a wonderful first panel. We really kicked it off with the knowledge that was shared. I mean, there was so much for our youth to take in, and I'm sure that throughout the next couple of days, I really encourage the youth, if you have a question after this panel, please write it down or keep a mind note, because we really want to be able to answer your questions. I know some of the youth take a little bit more time to process everything, but by all means, thank you so much, Chimigwedge, Nyawagoa, to all of our first service industry panelists that we have today. Nyawa, for joining us today. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to connecting, and I'm actually truly excited for the youth interest in this panel, and I send them nothing but love and good luck to the future of their careers and their success. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. So I'm going to share my screen again. We are on the Thursday day of Fanning the Fire Within. So you can scroll down and you can simply click on the Moccasin Project Session 1 to join the next session. I also put the link in the live chat. So see you there, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Larissa.
Yeah.